Should be live now. Setting up your meeting for Facebook Live. No, I haven't made a page for the. I haven't made like I haven't made social medias for the actual page or the podcast itself. Fuck. Is it up? Just because it's already been so hard to like get followers for this page.
Right.
So it's like, all right, I want to get to a certain point with this one before I start trying to like rebuild. Because like I have 200 and something followers or subscribers on YouTube. We're live, by the way.
Okay.
I have like 200 something subscribers on YouTube, but you know, if I started a new podcast page, I'd be lucky to get half of those people to switch over. You know what I mean? Just to follow the trickle. Are you there, bud? Proc, where'd you go?
Hold on. What did it do? Freeze? I'm still here.
Okay. Well, did you hear me?
You were talking about the amount of followers you had on the Facebook and the YouTube.
Yeah, I just feel like to start, I'm already kind of spammy with my invites to pages and stuff. And I know if I start another page, like, hey, here's my podcast page, it's just going to be hard to like rebuild that too. So I guess I'm just waiting for a certain point to be like, all right, this is that, this is this. I might end up switching my YouTube over to, you know, this is not a Scottcast.
Right.
But welcome, Rock Allen Comedy, to This Is Not a Scottcast.
Appreciate you having me on, bud.
How the fuck are you doing, man?
Doing all right, I guess. You know, just doing what I can do, same as everybody else.
Yeah. Just sitting on your front porch, drinking a mixed drink, smoking cigarettes, chain smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, pretty much. Different day.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
I'm saving a lot of money because I'm not, you know, at comedy clubs or at bars buying rum and cokes. It's a lot cheaper to buy them at home. I mean, I always carry a flask with me, unless you know you book me. Then I definitely don't have a flask. But a lot cheaper.
No, yeah, it definitely is a lot cheaper to eat at home and to drink at home and to do anything at home.
I'll tell you what, man, since all this crazy bullshit started, I'm taking the trash out like every other fucking day. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've been doing laundry like every other day.
Well, we're not going anywhere. So, I mean, laundry, I'm wearing like fucking shit I don't care about. You know? It's like in the rotation, I got like 4 Zeppelin shirts, 3 NWO shirts, 3 Joker shirts, and 4 Tool shirts. And then I have another shirt that says "Ouch is not a safe word," and that's pretty much all I ever wear on stage is one of those.
That's probably pretty much all your closet is anyway. You probably only have like 3 dress shirts.
No, you'd be surprised. I got a number of dress shirts, and I got some shirts when I coached the kids' soccer teams. You know.
Okay.
It was a long time ago, though.
So I feel like every time
Isn't that a scary thought?
Yeah,
that I used to coach children.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
I was a good coach. Fuck you. I was a good coach.
I feel like every time I've seen you out at Hard Times or Comedy Zone when you came to Fredericksburg, you were wearing a Tool shirt.
Yeah. It's in the rotation.
Is that your favorite band?
Nah, Led Zeppelin and Tool. It's just, some people will say, you know, you got a drinking problem if you sit by yourself in the dark and drink and listen to music. It's just, that's my meditation. You know, that's where I go off into my head space and I start writing, and then I'll cut the music at some point. And everyone writes different, but I always write on my voice recorder. It's a lot easier for me, I guess. I tried the voice notes doing talk to text, but then I got to decipher where, you know, they put goat in there, and I'm like, I'd never said goat. Goat doesn't fit, so now I got to figure out words and shit.
So is that like a separate app? Voice notes?
Your phone should have already have one, but if not, you can download a free one.
Okay. No, I know what you're talking about, like a voice to text on your phone, and then you just do that.
That's garbage.
Yeah, that's garbage. What I'm saying. That shit's usually garbage.
Then I need a Captain Crunch decoder ring.
The Captain Crunch decoder ring. And then
I'll go back and try reading it.
Yeah, and then you got to, to get that, you got to get on eBay. Now you're bidding for 1970s Captain Crutch at 2 o'clock in the morning. Your eyes are bleeding. You can't stop masturbating.
Like it owes me money.
Like it owes me money. Because I know whenever I'm researching retro cereal boxes, I get a hard on.
Just those Bruce Jenner ones, I guess.
Just those Bruce Jenner ones.
Yeah, the Wheaties box.
This episode was brought to you by Count Chocula.
Back when his pole vaulting meant something different.
That's funny. Is that a joke you have? Is that something you say on stage?
I just said it.
Okay, that's beautiful.
I don't generally make fun of gay people or trans people. I'm of the everyone's got a right to be happy, and not only that, I'm gonna say some fucked up shit anyways. And I like making people laugh when they don't want to.
Right.
And you've seen me perform, and that's my whole thing. And I'm not trying to offend or hurt anybody. I just want to laugh, and I want other people to be able to laugh at themselves, especially themselves, because I'm making fun of them.
Right. But you don't want to necessarily be at someone's expense, or like to put someone down.
No, put someone down. No, at someone's expense is a little bit different, because to me, there's a lot of people out there that have a sense of humor about themselves and their lifestyle and how they're living life and whatever. You have to.
Yeah.
Life is traumatic, and I feel that half the people go down the wrong path, and they drown it in addiction, whether it's pornography or cigarettes or alcohol or drugs or whatever else. The other half, they're deluding themselves, thinking that their addiction is healthy for them, and some of them are, but we call them hobbies. I mean, that's all it really is we're finding different ways to
stimulate our brains,
bide the time, and stimulate. People bird watch. My parents bird watch, you know what I mean, and they love it. So more power. I can buy bird books for Christmas and shit.
They say people who like to bird watch that there's like a certain erotic nature to it. There's like a
because when I think of my 70-year-old parents, I think an exotic nature. No,
erotic.
It's just what they do.
Erotic nature. Sorry. And anytime I hear someone say that about bird watching, it makes me think about Nikola Tesla and how he was in love with a pigeon.
I mean, if the pigeon had a limp or couldn't fly, all the power to him.
First, you got to catch the pigeon, then you fuck the pigeon.
Bird food.
There's got to be some like crackhead sensei in New York somewhere that's like, you must catch the pigeon.
He just goes to the same company that helped out Wile E. Coyote, and he gets a box of that bird feed and just puts it on a little pile for some pigeon sex, apparently. I don't know.
For pigeon sex.
Yeah.
Man, I would watch that porno. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's dark days, man. People are getting to like page 422 on Pornhub now. And it's just like, God damn, just pick one.
Everybody's got OnlyFans. I'm thinking about starting one.
Okay, so the whole cam girl thing, it blows me away, especially the ones that got these monstrosity like dildos on the bed with them. And it's like, when I see a woman doing that, it's like, I've never seen someone wreck a car while they're in the process of trying to sell that car.
Yeah, it drives good. Boom.
Like throwing a Tic Tac down the hallway.
Man, I've never seen anyone try to sell a car while they're also, I like that.
Thank you. That's one of the ones I've been kind of working with. It's because a lot of the comics, I appreciate the promotions and everything. It's my social media is not that big. I mean, I got I'm not on Insta Whore or Snapchat or TikTok. it's just I got to redo my social media. But one thing I did do that I'm still waiting to pay dividends on, but it's not working yet, is I can be found on Pornhub as Dick Dastardly 757, and I'm having a lot of fun making comments on the videos there. A lot of fun.
It's kind of like a good writing exercise to go write comments like that on porn or like news articles. I used to do that a lot with Vice articles. That's actually how I got a lot of Facebook followers. It's just like basically using Vice article headlines as like a writing prompt.
A premise.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, no one's looking at Pornhub more now, you know. I mean, it's at max capacity. They're giving out free premiums and everyone's at home. So I'm waiting for Dick Dastardly to take off. I'm having fun though.
And how is that spelled?
Dick Dastardly. It's like the cartoon character. Dick,
Yeah.
D-I-C-K, Dastardly, D-A-S-T-A-R-D-L-Y 757, my area code. And I put my picture on there too. Fuck, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because you're in the you're in the 757. You're down in Norfolk, Hampton Roads.
Hampton Roads area, Newport News.
Have you been staying in touch with many of your local comedians? Your
No, not really.
No.
I've done a couple Zoom shows with a couple of them. Mixed results, mixed bag. I'm fortunate enough to have some good friends I play Call of Duty with. Usually when I do the Zoom shows, they'll come check it out. So when, you know, it's not just you and the comics, I'm bringing 5 to 12 people that, you know, have the etiquette down and pay attention and shit. But
right.
For the most part, nah, man. I'm treating this kind of like how I was. Things were going on that, you know, before things started going on anyways. I get to perform my comedy 1 or 2 nights a week and come home and stay to myself. You know, it's my family and family time, game time, writing time, drinking time.
So you very much keep to yourself anyway.
Yeah. I like fucking interacting with other comics, you know, same mindset kind of people. And I've made some good friends in the comedy community here, and in other places as well. But I'm good with just chilling.
I know what you mean. So what system are you playing on? You playing Call of Duty?
PS4, yeah.
Okay, PS4 is definitely the way to go. I've been playing Fallout 4 on PS4.
Right, we got some people that play that.
What's your gamer tag so people can follow you?
I got a problem with my gamer tag. On Black Ops 1 on the PS3, I think it was, or PS2. Oh no, it was a long time ago. I started, the way I play is I'd pick up dual pistols or dual submachine guns, and I changed my gamer tag from Ravager to dual wield my penis. And I had that for 11 years, and then like a month ago I got a message from PlayStation saying that my name was against their community standards. So I had to change it. So I'm old man dual.
Damn. Dual wield my
sucks,
penis
man.
is pretty funny.
I don't understand the whole fucking against practices shit, especially because I had it for like 9 years. But like I had an issue on Pornhub when I logged on to Dick Dastardly, and apparently I was banned from making comments for 2 weeks because apparently whatever I said on Anal Blaster Volume 7 was a bit too harsh. And it's like, I don't get it. And then I had another time I got into it with another person. I made a joke about how I like watching porn star August Ames. She's my favorite to masturbate, but only because she committed suicide. And he took issue with that, I guess. His sister, I think his name was Sister Fister 208. Sister
Fister 208.
So, and I looked up 208. Their area code's Alabama, so that made sense to me. But yeah, it was funny going back and forth. And I love leaving the comments, man. Try to be as original as possible. You know, people are like, some of the stuff you say is like picking low-hanging fruit. And it's like, I don't know if you can tell us or not, I'm not Mexican. I'm gonna pick the fruit that's the easiest to get.
Gotta hurry up and get this fruit and get out of here.
Senior Rock.
Senior. So that's Dick Dastardly 757. If anybody wants to follow Rock and check out his playlists that he's
Pornhub
culminated for you. That's the new making a mixtape for somebody. I made you this Pornhub playlist, girl. This is all the things I want to do to you.
Oh shit. Gotta have the right background music. Some Marilyn Manson.
Gotta have the right. I should do the Benny Hill theme song.
Something happy and upbeat as they're getting their fucking colon rearranged.
Yeah, it's just like a fast forward of like me fucking and like the dog keeps trying to lick my ass and I keep running around the room from the dog. It's kind of like
if you're gonna go that route, go smooth and creamy. Don't go crunchy. Crunchy would provoke biting, I think.
So you've been playing a lot of video games then, huh?
Yeah, that and writing. I'm always writing.
Yeah.
I just have issues with my brain. 7 concussions. I have a hard time retaining information, even if I just wrote it. So it's like nothing will ever translate to stage the way that it is written.
Right.
But I've had a lot of success riffing off of shit too.
So you were saying before we started that you kind of wanted to talk about the mechanics of writing a joke.
Yeah. Everyone, I guess everyone does their own thing as far as laptop or phone or voice notes or whatever, but I'm talking about the actual process.
Right. All right.
What you doing? Cleaning your room?
No, well, I was trying to get over closer to the door so I can smoke a cigarette.
Gotcha.
Because I'm also an addict.
I gotcha.
So, actually, to go off topic for a second before we start talking about writing, I know that you're really into Eastern philosophy, and it's something that you helped to get me into. And I listen to a lot of
life changer.
What's that?
It's a life changer.
Yeah, 100%. And I think a lot of like the concepts in like Buddhism and like even like in Hermetics and stuff like that they kind of go hand in hand with comedy and performing. But I listen to a lot of Alan Watts, right? Okay. We're about to smoke a cigarette. Listen to Alan Watts, and he's talking about like gurus and how people like Americans will go to Guru Land and they'll expect the gurus to be these like very holy people, and then kind of after their course they'll see the guru with a girlfriend or smoke a cigarette. And the way Alan Watts explains it is that it's like the guru, if the guru gives up all his vices, then he will cease to manifest. Like he won't exist anymore. Does that make sense to you?
It's their way of getting away with doing what they want while still preaching what they want to preach.
Now, honestly, pass the collection plate, Rock.
Well, Buddhism, for example, one of their prime edicts is something that pretty much kind of goes against everything a comic stands for and does, as far as don't say anything out of negativity or doesn't serve a positive purpose.
But that's the thing is comedy does serve a positive purpose. I'm trying to make you
laugh. That's how I lied to myself about it too. I'm a shitty Buddhist. I'm sticking with that. Shitty Buddhist should be on my gravestone.
See, but even some of the introduction to Buddhism that I've read and learned, one of the core things that I was taught was to take it with a grain of salt. What resonates with you, hold on to that. If something doesn't necessarily resonate with you, then don't feel the need to like force that.
Right.
So I feel like that ties into, you're not a shitty Buddhist. It's just you're holding on to what makes sense to you.
Yeah, I still like shitty Buddhists
though. Sid Bridge from down your way. Him and I actually spoke one day. I was like studying like Jewish mysticism and Kabbalah and things like that, and kind of like the concepts of speaking the universe into creation, and like words are magic, words shape perception, etc., etc. And he told me this story about it's like a holy man. He points out like three comedians, like three speakers who are like comical speakers, I guess, and gives them praise for like using their power with words to try to make people laugh, to try to like lighten the mood. That so I'm sure if Sid heard this, he'd be like, "You're butchering the hell out of this." But uh, so I don't know. I feel there is a certain like, I don't know. There's just something there is something spiritual about it, don't you think?
Yes. I mean, I don't subscribe to the whole laughter is the best medicine,
Right.
especially when it comes to like shit like syphilis. But laughter does heal all wounds. I think to
Laughter
an
and
extent.
time.
Yeah, it's that whole. I don't know. I just think that I think faith is a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter what you're subscribing to, and as long as you're not a dick, you're not pushing it on other people.
Right, like overly righteous.
Just live your life, be the good person you want to be. Wish everyone else well. That's to me, that's how I guess my spirituality fucking reigns. It's you know, I say horrible shit to make people laugh, and that's fucking difficult as shit to do sometimes. But I have fun. I'm the name of the game of this is fun, and I'd actually throw laughter in as far as that addiction side too.
Yeah,
because all comics are addicted to laughter, and there's a lot of people that just all they do is watch stand up, or funny TV shows or movies. That's all they want to do is laugh. And it doesn't matter what shit's going on in your life, laughing erases that just for a little while.
Yeah, it does. Well, it's because this goes back to like Eastern philosophy or like Ram Dass, be here now. And Buddhism, it's all about living in the now. In excess, all we got is this moment. The past and the future are just concepts. The past doesn't exist, the future doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is now. So what laughter allows you to do is get locked in that moment. You're a part of your own happening, as opposed to like hypnotized by this, or having a conversation with someone, but really in the back of your head you're going through a million thoughts. Laughter and comedy really gives you that moment to find a moment to get again, you know what I mean, to live in a moment, even if it is for just a brief moment.
Right. What was the NXS quote you just used?
All we got is this moment.
Did Michael Hutchins whisper that to his belt?
It's I need you tonight.
I need you tonight.
All we got is this moment. 21st century's yesterday.
Fucking belt of death. Remember, kids, if you're into autoerotic asphyxiation, make sure you use a spotter.
Well, Rock, that's why I got you on the podcast. That way everyone can get your contact info and message you in case they need a spotter.
Yeah. That's not for me.
It's not for me.
Nah.
Wouldn't that be a cool job to get paid as a spotter?
As a spotter for autoerotic asphyxiation. Yeah, that'd be great.
It'd be different.
So many movie stars you'd meet.
Right before they die. I love Hogan's Heroes. You like that reference? Did I surprise you with that?
Yes, you did. I'm like, wow. You're way too young for that.
I know nothing. I see nothing. That's me in the back while Hogan's autoerotic asphyxiating. I know nothing. I see nothing.
I see nothing.
Oh my God. All right. So you wanted to talk about writing a joke. This is not a Scottcast. This is the Rockcast. So
Well, like, all right, so prime example. Uh, you either stumble across something as a headline, or on TV, or in a conversation with somebody. And playing Call of Duty, one of my buddies announced to everybody that someone knocked on his door that day and had to inform him that he was a level 3 sex offender and was moving into the apartment complex. Now, and as soon as he said that, I lost my shit. We all started laughing and joking about it. Now I've started working this into a bit that I'm playing with. I still got a long way to go, but this is the beginning process. And it's like, when you're playing video games and you hear the word level 3 sex offender, my first thought was like, how did he level up? He started off as like a level 1 sex offender, and he did whatever and got to put skills into skill trees. So like level 1, he would have like church candy. He'd be trying to talk kids into the van with, and then when he leveled up, he put that skill point into candy. And then now as a level 2 sex offender, he's got better candy. Yeah.
He's got better candy. He's got king size Butterfingers now.
He's got like that's high level. That's high level. That's like level 15.
Okay.
Level 2, he's probably got like candy corn.
Okay.
He went from church, the hard candies in an old woman's purse at church. And that's a hard sell to get any kid in. Like maybe level 3 finally advanced to where there's originals. And it's like, it sucks because the only kids you can get are the fat ones, the ones with diabetes. and then once you get them in the van, they're a pain in the ass, because then they're saying shit like, don't put that in me. And I need my insulin.
I don't want to go to Mr. Epstein's house.
He levels up his van. He gets to put a fucking Scott's plumbing sticker on the side of it. And then, like I said, it's just playing around with that and trying to make it relatable. A lot of people play video games where you level up in skill trees and shit.
Right.
So I'm still playing with that.
But writing jokes kind of works in the same way as a skill tree. It kind of, because you get like a premise and then it kind of becomes a tree. You get a premise and then you start getting lines and you're like, all right, well, now how do I sequence these?
Everything starts branching out. That's how you do your callbacks. And not only that, but like, I've been doing comedy for 3.5 years. And if I can do a callback to a new joke now to something I started 3 years ago, it helps out. I'm able to slip material in at any given moment because of how the set's going.
Right. Yeah, I love being able to make my jokes like interchangeable and being able to weave them in and out of each other and connect.
Well, I'm gonna, once I get the leveling of the pedophile joke up where I want it, then that gives me a chance to gauge how it went with the crowd. And I'll be like, well, if you didn't like that pedophile joke, then you guys are really gonna love this joke. And then I'll bring up how many women go missing in a year. And check a fake watch or whatever. Like, bang, someone just went missing right there. Those numbers, we got to get those numbers up, because way too many women are being abducted who are bad at sex. Like in movies, you ever seen the fucking snaky guy grab a woman and put the woman in front of the danger?
Yeah.
Yes, no? Okay. Yeah. And like they're together. They're a couple and he does that. I think that's because she gives bad blowjobs and that's his one way out.
Right. He's like, I felt guilty about breaking up with you, so like here's my out.
Yeah, it's like, you don't commit throat terrorism on yourself. You give shitty blowjobs. You like you lick it like it's a Jolly Rancher you found on the kitchen floor that's been sitting there for 2 minutes.
Throat terrorism.
You're out. That's a joke I wrote a long time ago, and I really enjoy throat terrorism because some people will immediately know what the fuck I'm talking about.
But how much have you expanded on that joke?
Which one? The throat terrorism?
Yeah.
I've used it in different ways. The way I first started it was I'll start off a set with some jokes about race, different races. And then I'll be like, I don't want anyone thinking I'm racist. I'm actually in a interracial marriage. My wife's half Cherokee Indian and half redneck. And then, I on our second date, because I sealed the deal on the first date, I make a wicked cosmopolitan. I thought I'd have her come over and reward her for that Trail of Tears blowjob she gave me the night before. And I'll mention throat terrorism in there. I'm just saying, ladies, you want your man to treat you right and treat you like a queen, then every now and then you got to wear the cheap eye makeup that runs. Try it. Just try it, ladies. You'll see. It'll work. You'll be like, God, this does pay dividends.
So one of the best things to do, and I mean, you and I already do this naturally, but when you're first starting off writing comedy, or or just now, if you're an experienced writer, when you get like that premise or that joke, you kind of find the theme or key words of your premise, and then you go make a word bank, and then everything starts clicking. You know what I mean? And
sometimes I'll have a word, throat terrorism, and I'll be like, I need to work that in somehow, or I'll write something out, and I'll write something specifically for that, or like you're saying, a word bank. I'll write the set and I'll be like, all right, what words can I change? What can I substitute here that's going to be original or cringy or just funny or fucked up instead of just a regular word?
Right. Yeah, I'm always trying to go for that next line that's going to send it over the top and make it just that extra silly.
Like I haven't used it yet, but I want to use when I'm writing a joke about domestic violence, instead of using the words domestic violence, a case of the get right.
A case of the get right.
Yep, I like that a lot better. But yeah, I do the word bank thing, and sometimes I just stumble across a word or come up with something, and I'll just write it down in my notes by itself. And
then, just kind of like how your wife stumbles into a door.
Clumsy bitch. Oh man. But no, to me, writing's the funnest part. I love performing it, and I'm not saying I want to be a writer, but I know when I have something.
Right.
You're right. And then when I perform and it doesn't get what I want it to, I just know that I don't have it where I want it yet.
Right.
Because if I thought about it, if it came to me or whatever, I know I have something.
Yeah.
And even if it's something that's old as shit and you scrapped, I don't throw away anything. I hold on to all of it because, like I said, it gives callbacks. Plus, you write in a new set and you realize it branches, on the skill tree, it branches right next to something you wrote a long time ago. So you can interchange things. You can bring up, things from long ago. You can rework stuff. But writing's real fun. And like the first time I ever did stand up, my wife she found a bar owner friend of hers that was cool enough to have me on and let me do comedy. I did 45 minutes my first night, but
damn,
it didn't go well. It wasn't good. I mean, I got some good laughs, but I mean, it wasn't good as far as, now when I look back, it's like, yeah, I like some of the jokes, but I didn't like how it played.
Right.
But it's like the night before, my son asked me if he could help because he saw I was writing. I was like, yeah, man, I need you to time this. I'm just going to kind of read it out, get a gauge of how long this will take. And I think what took me 3.5 hours to write and edit the way I wanted it to go turned out to be like 4 minutes.
Yep.
And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Especially
like,
when you first start.
I think people overthink it.
Yeah. Yep.
If you got a funny premise, you can, go up there bare bones and play with it. And the people that aren't going to stick with it, they're going to drop out anyways. you
Yeah.
know, and then you got some people that'll definitely put work in, and they stick around generally. Some of them
It,
are good at it. Some of them get good. It's really cool to see someone starting to blow up too. You know what I mean?
right. So
Or starting to make that change.
who was starting to blow up in y'all's scene before everything happened? Who was getting that good momentum?
I mean, I'm not thinking of anyone in particular. There's a lot of people I like. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people I like that don't get booked.
Yeah.
I don't get booked, but that's, you know, they found they don't like my style of comedy, and that's fine. You know, I generally do well at metal bars and shit like that.
Have you ever sent your your tight fives into Skankfest?
No, I have almost everything, if not video recorded. Then I 100% have it voice recorded. I'll hit record on my phone the second I take the stage. And I had sent you some of the like comic book renderings of me
Yeah.
a long while back, black and white.
Yeah. And you've been making like the comic strips of your jokes.
Yeah. So I can actually, I need to go through all of my stuff, but I don't necessarily have a tight five of me on stage video wise.
Yeah.
Because when I recorded everything in the beginning, the audio quality wasn't that good. So, you know, it's one of those things you learn when you're starting out.
Yeah. There's definitely more to it than you realize. And then like with writing and performing, there's just it just there's a lot of intricacies and layers that come to it the more you go on, that if you want to be a good comedian, then you have to learn these kind of advanced things, and you have to remember to do them, and remember your taglines, remember your keywords, and your, you know.
How many times have you walked off stage and as you're walking off, you're like, I forgot this, I forgot that?
100, all so many times.
I'll do sometimes a set list on my phone or a napkin and put it on
Uh-huh.
the stool next to my drink. But then the problem is once the drink's in my hand, I don't ever like go to put it back down. I'll just
Right.
glance over. And sometimes that helps, especially if I'm more or less I have the premises and the punches and the tags and I'm just riffing. Um, that works out okay. But like I said, my brain is shit. You
Yeah.
know, retention is bad. I told my son today, you know, because he told me something, and then I think 10 seconds later, I asked him that same question. And then he looked at me funny. And I'm like, dude, just, you're going to be reintroducing yourself to me every fucking day in about 6 years.
Yeah. How old are you, Rock?
I'm 44.
Shit, you ain't that fucking old, man.
I've had 7 concussions and I like to drink.
You love to drink.
I do, and smoke.
Nothing wrong with that.
Just living on my life, dude. I would have quit smoking. It's smart to quit smoking. I've had a heart attack and a stroke. Smoking's not in my best interest, but I've been smoking since I was 14. So other than the addictive side and the addictive nature of it, I just generally like to have a cigarette.
Yeah, I've been smoking
So
since about the same age, since about 14 or 15.
I don't know. I'll get to where I want to be one day.
You'd be a good person one day.
I think good's stretching it. I think good's really stretching it.
But better.
I know a better version of me would be ideal. I got a lot of friends that would say I'm a pretty damn good guy.
You are,
I know I
man.
don't. I'm all right.
You've always been good to me. I mean, when I first met you, I'd only been doing comedy for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you were super helpful to me. And you've always been that way. You've always kept in contact with me. You've always checked up to see how I was doing, or came hit me up if you saw that maybe I was going through something. You've helped me write jokes. You've helped me write roast jokes that went over really well.
Here's the funny thing about roast jokes. I've only done one roast, and I think I got to the finals and I lost. I don't like roasting people. And people find that surprising because of some of my content's out really dark.
Right.
And it's just I don't enjoy doing it at all. I'm not saying I'm not good at it. I don't enjoy it. And that's why I generally don't participate in roasts.
There's been a couple times that I went to go say a joke and like I kind of felt bad before I went to go say it. You know what I mean? Or like, but other than that, I enjoy doing it. It's fun. I love making fun of myself. Roasting actually helps me to take myself less seriously and to make fun of myself more.
Well, you definitely got to be ready for it because you're going to be catching hell.
Yeah.
And plus, once you have a distinct look, which you have, you know, you got the Trailer Park Jesus thing going. I look like fucking Captain Spaulding. Yeah. So it's just, once you have a certain look about you, it doesn't help. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we look like Captain Spaulding and Sherry Moon Zombie.
My wife and I did that one year for Halloween, and it got more likes than our wedding photos. And I was like, we need some new fucking friends. Oh, I'm getting another drink.
Those are good friends, man.
Pretty much.
Have you ever written like a horror story or anything like that?
What's funny is before I started doing stand-up, I was doing some writing here and there, but it was more sci-fi fantasy related than horror related. It's kind of funny, and I'll catch flack for it. I'm generally not a fan of the horror genre.
Really?
To me, it's all predictable and boring.
Okay. You like more like suspenseful movies?
I watch a lot of comedy. I'm sorry if my bottle and my other bottle are going to get in the way here.
God damn it. You're fucking up the production. This is a professional podcast.
It's professional Scottcast. Isn't that what it is?
No, it's not a Scottcast.
Not a Scottcast.
It's a rockcast. So make your drinks. What's up with your podcast? I thought you were starting a podcast, man. You've been talking about that for a while.
I know, and I'm gonna catch hell over it. It's not where I want it yet. And I know, some people, I got some good friends that are very funny and they have like 6 podcasts out. To me, that's like, it's great. Just not for me. I want something a certain way.
Yeah.
Before I release it.
You need more. You just need it to be right before you start with it. You want to make sure the video quality is as best as it can be. You want it to be basically the upper echelon production like you see from the professional podcast host.
As professional as I can get it, yeah.
Right.
But I mean,
as close to Rogan as you can get it.
But as far as the format, I want the format to be where I want it to be. I'm working on 2 podcasts, actually. One of my buddies from Call of Duty, Beastly Bong Toker, Richard Piniakowski. He and I have been writing a little bit.
Is he from Poland?
Yes, he is Polish. He lives in Canada, not too far from the Vancouver area, I believe. But he's a very funny guy, and he and I fucking have people rolling all the time, and we decided we'd work on one of these, and we came up with we want it to be not necessarily interview style, but us being able to go back and forth, and then on top of it, we're writing some sketch. And I think we did a premise writing session, and we spent about 3.5 hours writing one sketch, which is basically going to come out to be about 4.5 minutes long. And I think that was kind of a little bit of a shock to him. So I said, we'll loosen up the format. We'll get this completely written out. We'll do this. And basically it's someone calling a suicide hotline that's sponsored by Baywatch's David Hasselhoff. You've reached the lifeguard hotline. So between the operator and the guy calling in, it's a lot of back and forth, a lot of dialogue, a lot of back history we're getting into. And I think it was kind of culture shock a little bit to him to see how much work you'll put in for this much.
You're right.
And so I said, look, we'll do 2 of these on the first episode when we drop it. We'll do the one that we sketched out, and then we'll do an improv one. And, we'll be able to gauge, what we liked, what we didn't like from both. But I write a lot, man. I'm still writing some of the sci-fi fantasy shit.
Yeah.
Ideally, I would love to hit the lottery, not to be rich, but just so I
to
have.
support your.
What are you doing today? I'm getting up at 9. I'm bullshitting. I'm eating Captain Crunch. I'm gonna play a game or two and watch ESPN. Then I'm gonna write for 4.5 hours straight, and then do whatever else I gotta fucking do. But I'm writing for 2 podcasts. I'm writing some sketch comedy myself, and I'm writing my material. So
That's
it's
awesome,
a lot
man.
of writing. It's having ADD is a blessing and a curse when it comes to writing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Because when it hits, and it's hard to walk away from.
Yeah. I think I might freeze for a second. Okay, now I have friends of mine sending messages. I'm getting them cleared out. Sorry about that.
You're fine, bud. I'll check my phone for a sec. I can run this as a watch party and make people watch it. Fucking bastards. They better be watching this. So why Tool and Zeppelin?
Zeppelin, self-explanatory. They're the first band to do everything. Fuck the Beatles. They did fucking rock and roll. They did ballads. They did funk. They did fucking psychedelic. They did blues. They did country. They're my favorite band. Just Robert Plant, as far as being a vocalist, before his vocal cords, of course, after all these years are now shot.
Yeah.
Was just awesome as shit. And then you got fucking Jimmy Page on the goddamn guitar. And then John Paul Jones doesn't get any amount of credit that he truly deserves as far as being a musical genius for being able to play multiple instruments and and then Bonham on drums, just the monster.
Oh, of course.
But I like Tool. I like the sound. I really, it's nice to, I'm dark anyways. I'm positive in real life. And that's the other thing. A lot of people think the person they see on stage is the same person that gets off stage. And it's like,
right.
Nah. I say those fucked up things because they come to my head. I write them. I enjoy fucked up shit. But outside of that, like you said, the only advice I really give comics is make sure you can be heard and keep coming out. You got to keep coming out, show the love, put in the work. You'll get where you want to be eventually if you can get talent, luck, and work to all coincide.
Right.
I love how people don't think luck's involved.
You think luck exists?
Yes. I'm not playing certain numbers at the fucking lottery, but I do believe that there is a such thing as luck. You get all of those things to hit. Think about right now, what you and I are doing, what you're doing, what all of us are doing as far as podcasts, as far as sharing our stand-up on social media platforms. We're trying to build a following and trying to share. And outside of that, we're trying to get discovered. So, it's luck if someone of importance stumbles across your stuff and sees something in you and will give you an opportunity. Hard work though, like I said, and talent, natural talent.
I think that there's no work without faith, and faith without works is dead. And that even if you were lucky enough to just be handed something, that without the work, without still being able to put the work behind it, that you're not gonna maintain it.
Right. Work will get you there and maintain it. Talent. You shouldn't be doing stand-up comedy if you already don't think you're funny. Right. You know what I mean? Before I started doing stand-up, I was always a fan of stand-up. Since I was a little kid, just watching. I remember once my parents saying, "Hey, we're going to an adult party." Not like an Eyes Wide Shut party, but like a fucking adult party.
Hold on, tell me more about this adult party your parents took you to. Was it at Harvey Weinstein's house?
I stayed home and I watched Buddy Hackett. I can't remember the name of the special. Sam Kinison.
Nice.
And Bobcat Goldthwait.
Okay.
And since then, man, I've always been all about watching stand-up, especially the 80s boom. Because laughter, that was my first addiction, was laughter.
Yeah, probably me too. Were you a class clown?
Yeah, I
Were you
was a
kind of
class clown.
were you kind of like anti-authoritarian too to like teachers?
Yes and no. I didn't like the majority of teachers, but every now and then you get that one teacher that you could tell he was the same way when, or she was the same way when they were at home.
Right.
Like one teacher, if you ever asked to borrow a pencil, he'd tell you to go get it and throw it out of the third-story window.
Right.
Or, hey, I got to go use the bathroom. Enjoy your morning cigarette. Just a guy that didn't. I had a teacher like that. I loved him to death. He was a super cool fucking teacher.
No, yeah,
But
I see what you mean. I see what you're saying. It's not all teachers are bad.
no, man, I think there's a very small percentage of teachers that are bad. Just like there's a
Yeah.
very small percentage of cops that are bad.
Right. But it was like I feel like a lot of comedians were kind of like anti-authoritarian when it especially in like high school and school. And if you could smell weakness on a teacher, on an adult, then you would play on it. And you would try to make the whole class laugh and kind of be on your side.
Well, I learned early not to be, if you can make the teacher laugh, not just the students, but if you can make the teacher laugh and not get the class too riled up, you were in. You know what I
Right.
mean? You could turn in shit late, and
Well,
they
there's your
learned
advice,
real
kids.
quick. They learned real quick who I was. I creative writing classes, anything that involved like science and math I'm super weak at. Like I stopped being able to help my son in math and when he was in the 5th grade. And it's a combination, the perfect storm of me being dumb and him being so advanced in math.
Right.
So it's just like if he was like, hey, I need help with this, I'd look at it and be like, hey, call your mom. Your mom's helping you with that. I can't do that. It's got letters in it.
I think you might be better at math than you realize, though, because I think a lot of writing and creation, especially joke writing, there's a certain mathematical nature to it in the sense that it's like problem solving and building your own puzzle. And it's kind of like algebra. There's variables. It's like you have to solve for y to figure out how to fill the spaces. Does that make sense?
No, I understand what you're saying. I see it more as maybe there's a formula involved.
Right.
But I see it more as rhythm and observation.
Okay.
There's times I know that I'm having a bad set because my material's not going over well. And then I've noticed when I turn it on the crowd, I get good responses. I don't understand that, but I'm gonna keep doing it because it keeps working. So yeah, I think there's formula, and no one likes bombing, but I think once I'm in the middle of a bomb, I start laughing. And I'll tell you this, I hate comics who laugh at their own fucking jokes. I fucking hate it. It's like, all right, you're funny, but you're that funny you made yourself laugh and you got to hit your thigh with the fucking mic. Quit being a douche and do your set.
Right. Hitting your man, I love Chappelle, but that one special that he put out, I think it was like him at the small room at the Comedy Store, and he kept smacking his thigh with the microphone, like the whole thing.
All right, man. There's certain people that are. I don't like comics that I'll see at a club doing that. There's certain people that get certain preferential treatment, or they don't count. Like I remember someone. All right, I try to help all comics out.
Yeah.
I'll tell them if I like a joke, I'll give them an idea or a tag for a joke. If they're new, I'll tell them, look, you're going to get a lot of advice. Listen to all of it. Okay? Every bit of advice you get from everyone, listen to all of it. But then only apply what you want to apply.
Yeah. Take it with a grain of salt.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you can be heard and keep coming out. That's the only advice I will ever really give a comic. And I love seeing comics give advice. And it's like, I didn't see your Netflix special. So
Yeah, right.
why are you telling someone else this or that? I mean, I had comics telling me, hey, if you keep doing the material you're doing, you're not going to get booked. I won a contest. They had to book me. I actually won 2 contests and they didn't fucking book me the first time. But, and it didn't go well at all. But I was nervous and I never really get nervous. And that bugs me. You know what I mean? I want to be myself and make myself work. Now I realize that there's probably a ceiling to that and I'm fine with it. But I don't want to, like, if you ever see me booked on a show at a church, shit has gone wrong. Or you're like, he'll never get booked on another church show again.
Yeah. Or you got booked at the Church of Satan.
Oh, I'd perform, but I'd still find a way to even bug them.
To piss them off, yeah.
Yeah.
I know you would. I know you would.
I don't like religion. I like faith. There's such a huge difference. You know what I mean?
I like personal theology, personal religion, personal philosophy, personal spirituality. It's when things start to get to be organized religion. That's when things start getting dicey.
Have you seen some of these fucking psycho balls on fucking national TV? Multi-millionaires fucking blowing the coronavirus away. I can't remember the name of the pastor who does that.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm gonna guess 92.
Yeah, he looks about as old as death.
And his hair's jet black. And it's like, your hair is not that color.
No, 100%.
Your face looks like fucking riding leather. Your hair is not that color.
Your face looks like riding leather.
And then the Catholic Church, don't get me started on them. I went to Catholic school. I got a bone to pick. I wasn't touched, but I got a bone to pick.
I got a bone to pick.
I don't like organized religion, but when someone, and you've met someone like this, that's not a dick about their religion. They don't push it on you, but they're fucking happy. They're always wishing you a blessed day. You know, that person, that's a good person.
Yeah.
That's what I like. They know who they are. They talk to God. They don't have to go to a building to do it. They don't have to eat a Jesus Lunchable. You know, just shit like that.
Well, and also not, all right, so say, you know, you and I are friends, but say we were friends that lived closer together, right? And we hung out often. And over time, you started seeing these positive changes happening with me, right? You started seeing me, you know, lose more stress, get more bubbly, become a better person. You would ask after a certain amount of time, well, what is it? What have you changed? What have you done? And then that's what I might go, well, I've been meditating, or I've been having psychedelic experiences, or whatever the thing is.
I'd be happy for you.
But yeah, focusing on raising your own personal vibration and just focusing on fixing yourself helps people around you, whether you realize it or not. I'm not saying to do it for that reason. We should all just work on ourselves to be better selves and to love ourselves. But when your vibration starts to raise, other people notice it, and then they want to know what's going on. Some people, others want to fucking push it down and suppress it and, you know, kill that sometimes.
I'm getting to the point where I'm getting comfortable. And I think once you get to a certain comfort level, that comes from knowing who you are.
Right.
So I honestly think that helps translate on stage as well. Because
100%.
we've both seen someone who's got a clever joke. It goes good with the crowd, but their delivery.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, nah, you're not there yet.
Yeah.
You know, your jokes might be going over well, and you're pretty happy with how that's going, and that's great, but you're not there yet. When you're comfortable in your own skin and you can be yourself on stage. Like I said, man, biggest crowd I've ever performed in front of was like 350 people. And when you do dark humor or fucked up jokes, whatever you want to, however you want to phrase it, I need more people. The more people, the better.
Right.
Because statistically, there's going to be, the bigger the crowd, unless you're like performing at a church function, but the bigger the crowd, the more people that have that same sense of humor will be scattered throughout. And that laughter travels.
Yeah, that they build like pockets.
Yeah, you can get even bigger laughs on a joke that maybe not, that won't normally do well with the crowd, but with a bigger crowd, you get a couple really good laughs here and there, and that'll at least let other people think that you're not a bad guy. You know what I mean? You're not out there to hurt. But if it all comes from a place of, hey, this is all laughter, let's all have a good time.
Yeah. No, I like that too. There is something about that, like I like small rooms for that reason. Like I love doing an open mic in a small space that's full, where people are almost shoulder to shoulder, because it's like it traps the energy. You know what I mean? It forces like little pockets and little laughter bubbles. And it's like when that guy's over there laughing his ass off, it just makes you laugh a little bit more. So now, like you said, you have a bigger crowd. Now let's up your chances. You got more of those one guy. Now you got 20 of them scattered throughout, and they're building those little pockets around them, those little gravitational pulls of laughter.
Well, you've watched, God knows how much stand-up, just like the rest of us. You've seen someone hit the stage, whether it's on TV, it's a big show, it's a little show, little theater, big theater, bar, whatever, or you've seen someone live where they do a joke, they get a medium laugh throughout the whole crowd, but like 2 or 3 people are like almost in tears. They're very loud with their laughter. Over the course of that guy performing or that girl performing, if she's doing that same similar material, that stuff's going to carry. But I mean, I really enjoy that one distinct laugh, the person who got it, on that level. You connect with that person.
Yeah, I love that too. I love laughing like that. Like you said, you love laughter, but I love being just in on a joke that's just such a stretch. You know what I mean? I love being that last guy laughing, and I'm always going for that when I'm performing comedy. I'm always trying to look for that. How can I make it to where there's only one person that's with, you know what I mean? That's with me at the end.
Yeah, but you don't want that one person just to be that one person.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of cool because you at least made like one fan. You know what I mean?
I don't mean like the end of the show, but at least like at the end of certain jokes, like you just keep pushing the topic until only that one guy could follow you and keep up.
Running a joke into the ground so much it becomes not funny, and then you keep doing it, and then it becomes funny again.
Yeah. Just digging and digging and digging. That's kind of my writing style. I'm always just trying to get to that next layer. And how can I make this more fucked up? How can I make this more silly? Like, how can I make this more absurd? How can I misdirect it to just not even north? How can I misdirect this to a different dimension?
Right.
I really like Tosh and Zach Galifianakis. I think are good.
Tosh, yeah.
References for what I'm trying to explain.
No, I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Because he'll go into a set and he'll be telling a joke, and he'll stay with the joke, and it's getting this laugh, and then he'll bring up something completely random that has nothing to do with it. Like, because otherwise, how are you going to satisfy the demons? That kind of shit.
Yeah.
I like that too. It's to me, that's when you go from dark to silly, and that's another way to show the crowd, hey, this dude's not just a complete prick. He's just really off.
Yeah, and if you can find a way to balance those two, that's really what I've been trying to do, what I've been working on.
Toss and Jeselnik,
Jeselnik, yeah.
Segura, and Tosh, Jeselnik, Segura, and Burr. Those are the guys I really like. And
I'm
Chappelle.
excited to hear Burr's coronavirus jokes. Oh my God.
I've written no coronavirus jokes because I
Really?
know that once this ends, it's going to be oversaturated.
Right. And everybody's already just done hearing about it.
Well, I mean, that's all we fucking talk about now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's, how you doing during these trying times?
Right.
Toilet paper. It's just
right.
It's like, man, who gives a shit? There's other shit going on.
And also, what are you going to do if I say no, I don't have toilet? Are you going to bring me toilet paper?
No. I did drop my wife's car off at the shop today with a roll of toilet paper in the back, and I hope it's still there when they fix it.
Nope.
I don't want to be that guy that's like, hey man, I need to talk to a general manager.
You're gonna Karen them over some toilet paper?
Over toilet paper, yes. Toilet paper and liquor. Everything else I pretty much don't give a shit about. Don't fuck with my rum. Don't fuck with my ability to wipe my ass.
Is that because you get the shits when you drink rum?
No. That's why I drink it. I drink three things. I gave up beer. At one point I weighed 265 pounds. I'm down to 218. No, 212. Unfortunately, it's all still in my gut. That sucks. But no, it's just rum and tequila. Tequila if it's going to be a wild night. I always have good tequila stories. And Fireball. I don't touch beer anymore because it just, you never hear anyone bragging. Hey man, things got wild last night. I had 24 bottles of water. So
I like
liquor's
Jameson.
a cheaper drink. Jameson's not bad. I put that in my coffee.
But usually if I'm like partying, like I want to be tripping. That's my thing to do. I like to take acid.
That's it. You and I just gonna differ there, man. That's not for me.
You never liked psychedelics? Did you ever try psychedelics when you were younger?
One time, that's all it took. And
One time.
I did it, in a stupid environment. Let's go out in the woods and do this. So that was not cool. For like 3 hours, I was running through the woods, seeing everything, how the predator saw things, and I'm like, it's not for me. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. And then, it sucks. A lot of people have opening experiences that are not enjoyable like yours, or people that hear stories like yours and then just don't even want to try it.
It's just enough. It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's like, someone likes drinking White Russians. Not a lot of people, but someone does.
Yes, people definitely do. I like White Russians.
It's not for me, man. Just not digging it. Nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you get out of it what you need to get out of it.
Yeah.
You went down that path of addiction as well.
Yeah, definitely. I used to be a heavy crack smoker.
All right, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to smoke a lot of crack. I quit. I started comedy in March 2018. I quit smoking crack in June 2018.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of a niche crowd you'd be performing in front of. In front of a convenience store.
In front of a convenience store. I already look enough like Jason Mewes.
I'm concerned about people that say shit like, I'm going down to the convenience store to pick up some ribs. It's like, gas station sushi, shit like that. I'm sure some of those places, like we got two places out where I live that their chicken is the chicken to get.
Royal Farms has some bomb ass chicken.
When you're the only white guy at your job, you're still very hesitant to ask someone where the best chicken is. Because it's like, I don't take this personal. I just want to know. But I got a question for you, since you said this is my cast. Yes. You got to do something that I have not gotten to do, and that's like travel to perform. I came up to Fredericksburg and I performed at Hard Luck or Hard Times,
Hard Times.
like twice or three times. And I did the Comedy Zone once. And those were I had a lot of fun. I've gone up to Richmond, McCormick's on a Wednesday night. I can't remember if it's every other week. I think it's
I
every
went
other
there
week.
once. I went to Richmond.
I really enjoyed that room. That's my kind of room. But you've gotten to actually travel. Where have you gone other than Fredericksburg? Because didn't you go to like Bowling Green?
Yeah, so I went to Bowling Green, Kentucky, and Paducah, Kentucky.
Okay, so Kentucky.
So Paducah is like in the northwestern part of the state, bordering Illinois, and
Okay.
so I've a lot of the community I built around myself on Facebook is through like Facebook groups. Like, so for
Right.
the church What's Happening Now, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I'm still waiting to hear from Uncle Joey, by the way.
Yeah, me too. So I met a bunch of people through the Church What's Happening Now group, really, and someone invited me. Actually, the guy who runs the group, him and one of his childhood friends both invited me out to Paducah, Kentucky.
That's cool.
So I took a Greyhound out there. I paid for the Greyhound. They gave, Zach let me stay at his house, and then I, partied with them for a couple days and did my open mic. They really wanted me. They were just trying to help me, get myself out there, and they wanted to see me live. So they were like, "Hey, if you get a bus ticket, I'll help you out with everything else. I'll foster
That's
you."
cool. That's very fucking cool, man.
Yeah. And then I actually think Bowling Green was the first plan that I made, because I don't remember, but so this guy Adrian, a friend of mine, Adrian in Bowling Green, hit me up and said, "Hey, same deal. I want to see you do stand up. I got a place for you to crash. We'll party. Come to Bowling Green when you're in Kentucky." So I went to Paducah out west, and then came back to Bowling Green, which is just north of Nashville. That was a fucking amazing time. I met the lead singer, Cage the Elephant, and partied with him for like hours. I met all these great people, man. I have like a friend group in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And I went back again later that year, and I went back last year. I want to go this year too.
Let me
I have
know.
like actual
I'll go with
friends
you
out there. That'd be cool. But yeah,
you want to take a Greyhound either?
Yeah, I know. I got my van too, so hopefully I can just fucking crash in that. But yeah, so I was basically, I had a lot of people that were like, "Hey, I want to see you do comedy. If you come here, you can crash. Just get a bus ticket." So I would take Greyhound buses to Kentucky. I went up to Boston and did the podcast with Joey.
Yep, I know Joey. I've been on it before, twice. He's a good dude.
Yeah, and I bet I know you guys had a lot of fun when you did that podcast, because your humor aligns very much.
I like fucked up people. What can I say?
I like fucked up people. I like to get fucked up, do fucked up shit. But and then, so what happened was this guy Treesus, he was traveling the country doing.
My phone's at 1%, dude. Hold on, let me run into the house. You can keep talking.
All right. So I met Treesus because he was traveling doing tree work, and he was making content, doing podcasts. He saw that I was doing all these things too, tree work, traveling, doing comedy. I wonder if Rock's still there. I hope Rock's still there. His phone might have died. I think Rock's phone died. That's all right, because I'm hungry. I'm gonna unplug this. Come on, Rock. I think we lost Rock, everybody. I think what I'm going to do is just end this stream. I don't know. Should I put my headphones on and eat Chick-fil-A? I don't know if Rock can get back into the stream or not. Man, that was really good talking to him. Trailer Park Jesus. It's actually Motel Moses. That was the first name that Rock bestowed upon me. You guys like Chick-fil-A? The fries are soggy now. Fuck. All right, I'm ending this.